Songs that sound happy but are actually dark. These are the songs that you listen to in settings that are typically fun, whether it be a song that bangs in a party setting, or a song that's great in the car with friends, or a wedding type of setting, or a night out type of setting. You might be turning up to one of these songs either without realizing what it's actually about, or you kind of know what it's about but you don't really care. It's still a fun song. Now, some of these are going to be kind of obvious, but the vibe of the song is so good that you're not always thinking about the lyrics. This is kind of tough to define, and you guys probably won't agree with a lot of these. You'll be like, well, I actually know what the lyrics are. I know what this means. If you guys can read, you'll know that it's actually a dark song. But if you get what I'm trying to say, you get what I'm trying to say. The song gives you a good feeling when you're not really thinking about it. Your brain's kind of turned off and you're just kind of vibing. So I asked you guys on YouTube what you thought some songs were that sounded kind of happy, but actually had some darker or more sad themes in them that people may not realize. So after I go through a couple of my examples, we'll see what you guys had to say. So with that being said, let's go into a few of my personal examples. First of all, I have That Smell by Lynyrd Skynyrd, and I'm going to need to play a clip of this for you guys. I mean, the guitar riff at the end of the song is so hype. Like, how can this song be about such a sad thing? Which the topic is, it's written about the guitarist struggles with drugs and alcohol. And tragically, not too long after this song comes out, the song that says the smell of death surrounds you in the chorus, there was a plane crash that killed 3 members of the band. Another song that I think is a really good example of this is Hey Yeah by Outkast. This song has a great, super fun, bubbly vibe. You can play it at parties and whatnot. My baby don't mess around because he loves me so. That's my Andre 2000 impression. And the description that Andre actually gave of this song is kind of sad and kind of dark. He says that the song is pretty much about the state of relationships in the 2000s. It's about some people who stay together in relationships because of tradition, because somebody told them you guys are supposed to stay together. But you pretty much end up being unhappy for the rest of your life. I don't think the subject matter is like that dark. It's definitely not happy though, although the song is super bubbly. Another example I had was 151 Rum by JID.
Run, Ricky, run, run, nigga, run, jump, nigga, jump, come, here they come, run, 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 run.
And I can't find the clip of JID out there somewhere where he's talking about how people turn up to this song, but it's actually kind of sad. This song is actually about like just street life, and it's pretty like sad actually. I can't find the clip, but there is this one from his Genius interview where he does talk about how it's not like the subject matter of the song isn't happy.
Young nigga numb, and he got a little gun, a little bitty killer really doing it for fun. Give him a little bitty, he'll get a nigga done. I'm talking about like niggas that was raised up around the wrong motherfuckers and want to do the same shit, and they grow up and some niggas go to jail, some niggas goddamn figure this shit out, have babies and shit. It's just like a never-ending cycle. It ain't that bad because it is that bad. Nah, it is.
And when I use this song as an example, some people were telling me like, well, this isn't a happy song at all, but it's a banger. You know, it's a hype song when you like play it with the volume all the way up in your car. It's not necessarily a Hey Yeah type bubbly song, but in my opinion, this still counts. Another example I had was Paper Planes by MIA. This song was a pretty popular, kind of fun song, and it's actually about, as Genius says, tourists murdering passport counterfeiting thieves. She actually explained the meaning of the hook, which is all I want to do is take your money, and she says this is the stereotype that's attached to like immigrants, is that they come and take the jobs and take the money off the native citizens of these nations, which obviously she's protesting in this song. I don't think she's saying that that's true. So this song isn't like a dark, sad song, but it's not a happy one either. A better example though than Paper Planes probably is Mr. Brightside by The Killers. This song is super upbeat. People love to sing and scream this song, but it's actually about issues of infidelity, paranoia, and jealousy. It was written by Brandon Flowers, who wrote this after his ex-girlfriend cheated on him while they were together. So yeah, the meaning of this song is not happy. And I guess some of the lyrics are kind of like obvious, but it's just such an upbeat song, you don't really think about it. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? Yeah, I mean, it is pretty obvious when you look at the lyrics like intently. Okay, so Dancing in the Moonlight by Bofalongo, or however you say that, isn't quite the best example. It is a super happy, fun song. You guys know what it sounds like. But it's actually about being the victim of a gang who murdered 8 American tourists. The writer said, at that time, I suffered multiple facial fractures and wounds and was left for dead. While I was recovering, I wrote Dancing in the Moonlight, in which I envisioned an alternate reality, the dream of a peaceful and joyful celebration. So the song itself isn't like about being beat up by a gang. However, it was inspired by that, which I just thought was interesting. I wanted to include it. I don't think it quite counts. And finally, for my last example, I have Never Rains in Southern California by Albert Hammond. This song sounds pretty happy, but it actually has kind of a darker theme, and you'd expect it to be really happy based on the chorus, but that isn't actually what the artist meant by this. The song is actually about singers who move out to California to pursue a career in Hollywood, but never has any success and deteriorates in the process. So now that I gave you guys a couple of examples to see what I sort of meant by this, let's see what you guys thought were some songs that sounded happy, but are actually a little bit dark. First up, this guy says Childish Gambino, Bonfire. I'm just going to go ahead and disagree with this right away because I don't think that song is super serious, but they also said Kendrick Lamar, Swimming Pools. And this guy says, when Swimming Pools by Kendrick Lamar came out, everyone used it as a turn-up/shot taking song when it was actually about his struggles with alcohol and depression. That's a great explanation of that song. It's not supposed to be a party song. It's not supposed to be a fun song. And honestly, Kendrick might have intended it to be a party song while also being a dark song. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's all about alcoholism. It's not a fun topic when you really dive into the lyrics. Someone here says Iron Man by Black Sabbath. The story is kind of depressing when you think about it. Someone here doesn't agree with happy or upbeat, but I agree with Sleepy's 3816, who says it's one of the most popular arena rock songs on the planet. Most people like to rock out and party to it, which in my mind makes it somewhat happy. Debate aside, what does the song actually mean? When speaking about the song, they said, Ozzy came up with the title Iron Man, and I wrote it about this guy who's blasted off into space, and he sees the future of the world, which isn't very good. Then he goes through a magnetic storm on the way back and is turned to iron. He's trying to warn everyone about the future of the world, but he can't speak, so everyone is taking the mickey out of him all the time, and he just doesn't care in the end. I like that, taking the mickey out of him. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Yeah, it's kind of like talking about everyone saying, has this guy lost his mind, kicking the guy while he's down. Kind of dark. It's not like the saddest thing, but it is a lot deeper of a meaning than you'd expect for such a big arena rock song. Here someone said Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People, and I think Pumped Up Kicks, despite it being a little upbeat, is still pretty obviously about school shooters. I don't know, when I first heard this song, I heard it under that context or I just figured it out right away, but ever since I've ever heard it, I've always known that that's what it's about. So this one might not quite fit my definition, that is very loose to be fair, but I agree it is a dark song, that's for sure. Someone here says Earthquake by Tyler the Creator. The singing and the instrumental are super poppy and melodic, but the lyrics are about a person that mistreats him and who he begs not to leave anyway. And then Cardi raps about diamonds or something. Now in my last song lyric video, I actually did talk about Cardi's verse and it doesn't make a ton of sense. I honestly think he was a great addition to the song. So yeah, I agree that this song is definitely like a darker type of song, but it's more so like toxic relationship dark. It's not, quite as dark as some of the other subject matter we've covered in this video, like death, alcoholism. So yeah, this one I guess could count as an example, although it might not be my favorite. Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind. This is a very upbeat song, and funnily enough, the Genius thing says, behind the catchy, upbeat, semi-charmed melody that entranced many a tween when it was released in 1997, it's a dark tale of a relationship's descent into crystal meth addiction. That's what I'm talking about. That's one of those songs you hear and you don't quite think about it, and then crystal meth addiction. Boom, that's what it's about. So I think that's a really good example. Probably Don't Cry by Jay Dilla. I legit can't think of a sadder rap song than Dilla dedicating his last moments to tell his mom not to cry. This one is super true. I'm going to play a clip for you guys right now. Jay Dilla is one of the best producers of all time. My favorite beat from Dilla is Runnin' by The Far Side. That is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. Can't keep running away. And the song is just an instrumental because he was a producer, but he took a sample, chopped it up, and it pretty much is just saying, I can't stand to see you cry throughout the song. And the song is obviously titled Don't Cry. So in 2003, Dilla had some health complications, and it was causing him problems for a couple of years. And right before he passed away on February 10th of 2006, he had been working on his final album, Donuts. And on that album was this song, Don't Cry. So he died and then put this song out. That was a message to his mom not to cry. And like the commenter said, the beat is fire, but the meaning is actually really sad. So I agree, this is a perfect pick. Literally any Lily Allen song. Okay, I'm not super familiar with Lily Allen's stuff. However, the song Smile is the one I chose because that's one I'm familiar with. And yeah, the meaning doesn't look so great. Song of course has a great vibe, but according to Genius, it's actually about a woman's anger towards a cheating ex-boyfriend. Initially she's heartbroken and describes how the feeling of hurt and longing turned into anger, bitterness, and a thirst for revenge. Eventually she enjoys seeing him alone and desperate in the same way she once felt. The lyrics suggest heavily that the song may be about Lily's ex-partner DJ Lester Lloyd. What a name, Lester Lloyd. I don't know if I should know this guy, but what's he done? Who is this guy? Oh, man, he doesn't have Twitter. All right, well, guess we'll never know. Yeah, I'd say that's a good pick. I don't know too much of her other music other than a few, so let me know what I'm missing out on. Give me some good Lily Allen songs to check out in the comments below. Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears is a perfect example. Everybody wants to rule the world. This song is definitely like a decent vibe. It's a little bit disturbing almost to me. Like, I don't know, it feels kind of dark, but also it's really happy. I feel like this is a song you hear at like weddings or something. I don't know. Okay, so according to Genius here, it seems to be heavily influenced by the Cold War, and the song is at least what people think it's about is politics and things like that, and the struggle for power. So yeah, I could see how this song has a bit of a darker meaning. I never thought it was that happy of a song or that upbeat, but definitely an alright pick. Could take a break from recording. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, and then I'll be back to record more either tonight, but most likely tomorrow. Let's be real here. Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Now, I'm not sure how this song is dark, so I'm gonna take a look into this one. The track finds Abel in a constant state of distraction that he only gets relief from when in the presence of a significant other, as he sings over an up-tempo electro-pop instrumental. I can't sleep until I feel your touch. I'm running out of time. Maybe you can show me how to love. I'm going through withdrawals. Yeah, I mean, this song isn't that dark. I don't think, and I don't think it was super duper up tempo to begin with. This is an alright pick, but I don't think it's, it's just like a little sad love song. Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, this is one of those songs that sounds like an anthemic song. A lot of people treat it as a national patriotic song, but it's actually about a Vietnam veteran who's not having a great time when he gets back. They put a rifle in my hand, sent me to a foreign land to go and kill the yellow man. This wouldn't fly in 2026 at all. Come back home to the refinery. Went down to the VA. I had a brother in Khe Sanh, I think that's how you say it. He was fighting the Viet Cong, and the Viet Cong's still there, but he's all gone. Springsteen himself commented on the song saying, "It's about a working class man in the midst of a spiritual crisis in which man is left lost. It's like he has nothing left to tie him to society anymore. He's isolated from the government, isolated from his family, to the point where nothing makes sense." And you hear about this a lot, people who went off to war and then come back and, don't really fit into the civilian life after everything they've seen and done. So, yeah, this song definitely isn't as anthemic and patriotic as it may seem. So I'd say this is a pretty good pick. It's often misunderstood. Someone here said Johnny 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 by Underscores. The song absolutely slaps, but the lyrical content is something else. And I will kind of agree with this one. The song definitely has like an upbeat, like hard instrumental. It's really good, but the lyrics are kind of hard to ignore.
Johnny, Johnny, Johnny wants me always wearing heels, so I do.
I personally do like this song. Johnny, 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 I just want to be your girl. I do. Yeah, I mean the bridge where she says, "And once he told me he was so glad that I hadn't been touched yet, because when I was 11 years old, I just wanted to be pretty, and when Johnny was 11, I hadn't even been born." I like this song, and it's something that I wish I could like sing out loud and have fun to, but you can't because a lot of the lyrics are pretty dark, and I don't think this is one that really disguises itself too much as a happy song because it's pretty on the nose in quite a few parts, like the bridge that we just read. Smashing Pumpkins, 1979. 1979 is a homage to youth and all the pain, angst, and happiness that goes along with it. I've never listened to this song and thought, wow, this is like a super happy, fun song. It's always been a bit melancholic to me, so I don't think this is really the best pick for this video. Bad Apple. When I saw the English lyrics for the first time, I was so surprised. I don't think I'll ever hear that song the same again. I wasn't sure what this comment was referring to until I listened to the song, and I realized it's a pretty familiar song. You guys probably know it too. And the song sounds very upbeat, super fun, happy, but when you look at the lyrics translated in English, you're met with things like, "I can't even get myself to move. I continue to be washed down the cracks of time. My words are useless. Even if I speak, I'm just tired of being sad. I should go on without feeling anything. Does a future exist in wasted time? Do I exist in a place like this?" I don't know. I don't know what they're getting at. Well, I guess I know what they're getting at, but yeah, definitely not a happy song. It's funny how upbeat and up-tempo the song is, though, when you don't understand the lyrics. Papa Tui? No, how do you say this? Stromae, Papa Oetai by Stromae. I think that's how you say it. So this song's in French, but again, similar to the last song, when you look into the lyrics, the instrumental, oh, it's so upbeat, it's so fun. But then the song is actually about how his dad died in a genocide when he went over to visit from Belgium. And the title of the song just translates to "Where Are You, Father?" So yeah, I wasn't familiar with the song before the video. It does sound happy, but the meaning is actually dark. And there's a few of those where like the lyrics, it's interesting, but it's always songs in other languages where the song is super upbeat and up tempo, and then because you don't know the lyrics, you don't realize how on the nose and directly sad they actually are. Another Weeknd song, "I Can't Feel My Face." This one makes a little more sense. They said, "Can't Feel My Face" by The Weeknd being about Blow is funny considering he won a Kids' Choice Award for that song. Which is true, because this song, I wouldn't say it's the most upbeat song, but it is kind of like one of those like bangers, you know, from back in the day. And it sounds like a song about love, you know. I can't feel my face when I'm with you, you know, it's just like a euphoric feeling. But the song's actually about cocaine. And it is funny that he won a Nick Kids Choice Award for it, with him even saying in 2017, "I just won an award for a kids show talking about a face numbing off a bag of blow." Someone here says, "Everyone recently learned DTMF by Bad Bunny is terribly sad yet so upbeat." I agree though that this song does sound like fairly upbeat. I don't know, it's like a melancholic upbeat, but again, it's one of those situations where you look into the lyrics and it's actually much more sad than it sounds. I got a couple comments here referencing Bullet by Hollywood Undead. Sounds like it could be a song from a kids show, but the name kind of gives it away though. Well, let's see. One of the top comments is, "This is the happiest song that someone could ever listen to." Yeah, this song's interesting because it's super upbeat. It sounds like they said a kids show, you know, but the lyrics are super on the nose to the point where you can't ignore it, kind of like I was saying with the underscore song. So I don't know if this would count, you know. To a degree it counts for sure, but it might not be the perfect example of what I'm going for here. But it is a fascinating song. And speaking of songs in other languages, someone commented, I mean, there's the entire genre of narco corridos. Sorry guys, I can't roll my R's. Let's just ignore that. Music that to anyone who doesn't speak Spanish just sounds like regular upbeat Mexican music, but anybody that knows Spanish knows those guys are talking about both very serious and dark stuff. And yeah, this is very true. I covered this in my cartel video, but it's a whole genre of music that's about just darker and hard things like drugs and cartels and violence and things like that. For the most part, a lot of them are like stories, but they're super upbeat. And maybe I'll play a clip from that video, but it's crazy how upbeat some of the songs are. And then they're talking about blowing someone up with an RPG, you know, it's crazy. Someone here says, "Nobody mentioned Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal." Seriously. Bloodstained carpet, guy climbing through the window, she ran into the bedroom and was struck down. Yet Smooth Criminal is a timeless, good sounding classic until you grow up and focus on the lyrics. It's pretty dark. This is one of those songs where like the subject matter is dark, but almost in like a cartoonish sort of way, I feel like. You've been hit by a smooth criminal. Like that, it's almost like kind of like, obviously the subject matter is dark, and not only because the song is so upbeat and so like catchy, I don't think that's all that negates it. I think it's just so obviously a story, you know? Like if you read the description, originally it was supposed to be a Western musical with Michael being a gunslinger, and then eventually he decided to make it about like a gangster type of thing instead. But the story is like so basic and on the nose, and the song itself is so catchy, and there's no like deeper meaning or second meaning behind it, or, you know, story where this actually happened to a girl named Annie. I don't think it really qualifies as actually dark just because it's so obviously a story. I could be tripping here, but I've never gotten that vibe from that song. Even looking into the lyrics deeper, I just don't get that feeling. Like the refrain just cancels out any negativity. So I don't know. That's my opinion, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys have any songs that you think I missed or songs that you think I was wrong about, of course, I'm sure I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. So let me know in the comments below. But yeah, it's been Matty Squared, and I'll see you guys later.